Okay, so before we get started, it's very important to stay organized whenever you start a new project. What I generally recommend is to have a sort of a folder structure to work with. I have my own folder structure, which you can download. If you already have downloaded all of the files, it should be there, so you can start working in that. And I recommend you check out this video, which explains this folder structure and some of the pipeline tools that I will be using during this tutorial. Again, all these things will be in the downloads if you've already downloaded everything. But this video, you can watch it on timvanhelsdinger.com/vfx-folder structure, and then you will be able to get to this video. And I recommend you watch this because that's the folder structure we'll be using during this entire course. Anyway, so let's configure this. So we have our folder here. Let's give this a name. So maybe call it Pyro to flip, something like that. And then when we go in there, we have our folder structure. And of course, what we're first going to do is we are going to work in our R&D folder, so research and development. Because when we start working, generally what we want to do is we want to first just try out how can we set up an effect before we actually start doing it in a scene. Because if you have this idea of like generating this environment and then doing rigid bodies and then doing pyro, if you start working in this scene from the get-go, it will get very complicated very quickly. So generally what you want to do if you want to start developing effects, what you generally do is just work in an empty scene in your R&D folder, then develop all your effects there. And then later on, when you start putting your scene together, you will just grab all of the things that you made in this Houdini file in your R&D folder and just place them in your main scene and then run them through all of the steps that we need to do. But then at least it's just easy to work in this empty scene before you do all of the complicated stuff. So let's have this. So we have this new scene here. Let's just save and let's go to this folder. That's not what I wanted to copy. It's just another thing that I had copied apparently. So let's just go over there, go to R&D and just call this, I guess, Pyro to flip underscore effect maybe for version 001. And I am not going to use my shot parameters, I think, for this one, because we are just going to do some simulations for this, just to test out this effect. We don't really have to do any renders for this. I guess we could maybe add it later, but for now, let's just keep it like this. You know what? Maybe we will just add it in there anyway. So just to stay consistent. So let's go to our base thing. Let's paste the path in there. Always saying that you should stay consistent, and then I almost don't do it myself. So just so Pyro to flip. Shot R&D. Okay, so that's fine. So then now everything should be configured. Right, so with that out of the way, let's just do a simple pyro sim from the shelf tool and then start building out our effect.